Hey everybody, this is Justin with PumpPal, and if you've been going to the gym for years and you're seeing very little progress, if you're a woman that wants to get that bubble butt, the thick thighs, if you're a guy who wants big shoulders, big chest, and you're not seeing progress in those departments, you found the right video. If you're on Facebook, please follow my page for more advice like this. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be making content like this. I want to help you succeed. This is motivated for me to succeed. Um, all around helps everybody. So please like and subscribe, and let's get started. So if you've been going for a while and you're not seeing any progress, there's going to be a few things you can do to be sure you're going to make progress, right? One of those things, and I know you probably don't want to hear it, is you're probably not trying too hard enough, right? A lot of people I see that don't really make too much progress, or they haven't changed, and I've been watching them go to the gym for years. They don't look like they're working hard enough. Like I see, like one girl, she's still using, maybe she's just trying to stay fit. I don't know, but if it's progress you're looking for, I mean, if you're still using 10 pounds for the back rows or barbell rows, you're not trying hard enough. I see her like she's not struggling when she does these things. I see guys too that are doing it and they're just not struggling. Um, you're not trying hard enough. The idea behind either you're going to do heavyweight or you're going to do lightweight, right? And the idea behind it is if you're going to do heavyweight, you're really just pushing heavyweight and you're going to failure faster. You're going to do less weights because it's heavier, or less wet reps because it's heavier. So you're going to get to failure faster. The idea behind when you're doing these movements, if you want the muscle to grow, is it's being filled with blood every repetition, right? And it's expanding that muscle, and that's what the pump is when you're at the gym. And that's why I did which website is it on? PumpPal, my app. It's called PumpPal because you're expanding the muscle to the point it can't expand anymore with every rep. And when you wait that little rest period in between it's filling with blood. It's filling with blood. That's why you want to do multiple sets. And eventually you get to the point to where it can't stretch anymore and it gets little tears on the edges of the muscles. And then when it heals, that's why you want to give it time to heal because that is actually the most important part is rest time. And we'll get into that too next. That's when your muscle is actually going to get bigger, right? So if you're not being intense enough in the gym or you're not going to failure, if you're doing high reps, I'm gonna say you should be feeling a burn. I find that if it's heavier weights, if I'm doing enough heavy weights, it's more of a tearing feeling on your muscles. Um, don't go too far with that. I don't want you to hurt yourself. But like I like the only way I can describe it is you've ever had like your hair stand up and still when you're like cold or you're scared, you can feel like the hair's coming up on your body, right? It's almost like that on your muscles. It'll be like I want to, especially my legs. I can really feel it in my legs. It's like from the top of the thigh down. It'll be like a tearing feeling, like that hair being pulled up. It's like, and it'll be real quick. I've hit the muscle to the point to where it actually, feels that way. It doesn't happen with everything. When I'm doing heavy, like maybe even I'm doing it, not to failure. I don't realize it, but I happen to see in progress, so I'm not worried about it. I don't really feel it on there, so don't take it too far. I don't want you to hurt yourself. But there's one thing that you should do, is you should be feeling the burn if you're doing higher reps, right? There should be a burning sensation in that muscle, and that's the same thing. It's just a kind of a different feeling if you're going lightweight. Um, and you should be failing. I mean, if you can do another one, like I know a lot of times they talk about like in the when you're looking things up, like okay, so how many reps I gotta do? Oh, you gotta do 12 reps. Um, if you can do 12 reps, right? Don't stop there just because you did 12 reps. Go until you can't do it again. And another good example would be, let's say you did stop at 12 reps and you went to the next set and you can still do 12 reps. You did not fail on that last rep. You stopped on that last rep. Your each set, right? Each set you have, it should be coming down, right? So if your first set you did 12 reps and your second set you did 12 reps, bad. You should be failing sooner on the second set. That means you didn't try hard enough on the first set. You should be like, you did 12 and it was really hard. And then the next one you should do like, 10, 11. And then the next one you should do like 8, depending how many sets you have, right? So that's just to give you a picture of like the difficulty it should be at. You shouldn't be just doing 12 reps for your first set, 12 reps for your second set, 12 reps for your third set, and depending how many sets you have. Like some exercises, I'll go up to 5 sets for each one to really tear the muscles up, right? You don't have to do that. You don't have to add in more time to your gym. Although if you have more time, it's going to be easier to hit the muscles hard enough to tear them up, and build more muscle. But if you're short on time, you only want to be in there 20 minutes. You do got to make sure those 20 minutes are used effectively. You got to up the intensity, and you got to make sure you're actually failing on those reps, right? So I think you have the idea on that one. So if that's your problem, try that out, and see if you get results, right? Um, if you're not eating enough, is another problem that people have. And I'm going to say if you're not eating enough or if you're not lean enough to see the muscle growth, right? Um, if you're someone that's trying to gain weight, maybe you're a woman that wants a bigger butt. If you're not eating enough food to produce said butt, then you're not going to get a butt. If you're a guy who wants bigger shoulders, bigger chest, bigger arms, if you're not eating enough food, you will not get bigger shoulders, bigger chest, bigger arms. It goes back to the same concept I explained in when you're trying to do your intensity. So now you pump the muscle up, you rip that muscle, you then go home and you're going to rest, which you should. You need the food to repair it. It's like you're asking a construction crew to build you a house, right? Without giving it supplies, wood, concrete, nails, um, and you get the point, right? And they're gonna look at you funny, right? And that's the same thing your body's doing. Look at me funny. I'm like, you're beating me up, and I have nothing to repair this stuff with, right? And the first maintenance calories you're going to eat. I don't know if you know calories. I had a whole video on eating right or not. I think everyone's heard of calories. You need to figure out your calories. What is your maintenance calories? And eat slightly more than that. You have to, right? Try to get that to that point because if it can't get over those maintenance calories, right? It's going to just be your body's going to be in survival mode, right? It's first gonna do the functions to keep you alive. Is that heart still beating? The muscle you do got, we got to maintain that. You get the drift. I mean, if you're not eating over those calories, it will not get larger, right? Nutrition can come into play on that one too. You might be able to get away with maintenance calories at first, and then you start upping your protein. Get your fruits and veggies in. They're healthy. They have nutrition you need for that. And you might get away with eating at maintenance, and then your body has more protein available to repair those muscles, right? So you might get lucky with that one. Try it at maintenance for a little while, and do that. If that's your problem, then that should solve why you're not seeing progress there. Once again, we're going back to good nutrition. The idea behind it, I mean, the main objective is protein. I mean, if anything you're going to get, you need more protein. How do you get more protein? Well, if you normally eat, like mac and cheese, I mean that's all carbohydrates. You got a little bit of protein in there. Well, just cut some of the mac and cheese out and then add some more. At first, this is like it's not optimal, but I mean just throw a piece of chicken in there. Eat a piece of chicken and eat half the macaroni and cheese. If you're trying to gain weight, eat all the macaroni and cheese. I have a whole video. What's the title of it? I have a whole video. I'll try to find it and put it in the description about how you should plan your meals. And essentially, you got to learn to cook, right? Find the meals you like. And essentially, what you're trying to do is you make them healthier. Like, example would be spaghetti, right? Well, I mean, everyone likes spaghetti. It's something you can quickly make. You can make in bulk. I mean, you essentially just make it healthier. So instead of buying the 80%, 20% beef, if you like the flavor of beef, you simply buy the leaner version of it, the 93.7, because it'll have more protein, less fat. If you compare it to, say, ground turkey, it's very similar, maybe a little bit more fat, but it's healthier. You're making it healthier, and now you got some spaghetti. Um, and then eventually start to add in, get a can of diced tomatoes, add that in, right? Add some mushrooms to it, and or whatever vegetable you like that runs well with that meal, right? And then eventually swap out uh, instead of swapping out if I can talk anymore, Instead of like regular noodles, you make whole grain noodles, right? And then that's the concept. I have a whole video going into it, how to do it. If you want to check that one out. Um, but yeah, make it more nutritious. Whatever you like to eat, just make it more nutritious and try to get the protein higher. The vegetables and the other stuff play into a different role. Like magnesium will increase your testosterone, zinc will increase your testosterone. And I'll probably make another video if you want to watch that about nutrition. But that's the idea behind the nutrition part. Two, you may very well, oh, sorry, this is my fourth point. You may very well be making progress and you're not noticing it. Especially if you're always seeing yourself, right? You take a shower, you see yourself in the mirror. Um, Other people at the gym probably see you all the time. So unless you have drastic changes, they're maybe not noticing it. Your family sees you all the time. So if you see them all the time, once a week, then maybe they're not noticing it. So maybe those changes are happening, and you just don't know they're happening, right? This is the importance of measuring yourself. Why do you measure yourself? Like once a week, pick a day, the same time every day, take a measurement. So measure your thighs, measure your calves, measure your arms, measure your chest, measure your shoulder lengths, um, measure your butt if you're a girl getting a bigger butt, see how where it's at, right? And then you might not be noticing it, and over the time you can see that. And another reason why you want to do measurements is because uh, if you're afraid of gaining weight, like say you're a skinny person, you don't want to be fat, right? It's more encouraging if you know that like, okay, I gained 10 pounds, but my butt got bigger, my thighs got bigger, and then the things you want to get are getting bigger. The things you want to get bigger are getting bigger. It's less discouraging because you know the weight's being put in spots that you want them to be put in. Like you're working out your butt, you're working out your thighs, or if you're a guy, probably your shoulders and your chest. And it's going to places you want it to go, right? So it's less discouraging knowing that maybe your waist got a little bigger, but your thighs got a little bigger, or more bigger, or your butt got a bit bigger, and those aren't bad things, right? Also, you want to take progress photos, right? That, like I said before, friends, family see you all the time. You see yourself all the time, but the photos don't lie, right? So you want to take progress photos, and then you can see those changes happening. You might just not be noticing it, right? Like for me too, I personally did it, and there's just huge differences. Even though I gained a lot of weight, I wanted to gain a lot of weight to get bigger, um, but there's huge changes, and I was measuring it, right? Um, I think I covered about what you can do if you're not making progress. You've been going for years. Try some of these out and make those changes, and I guarantee you, you're going to see progress. Also, if you could please check out my app, PumpPal. Which way I got to go with this? Which way? It's in the App Store, PumpPal Physical Activity Logs. If you can please search for that and check out my app. I'm really just in a phase of it's a very new app. I'm trying to work on it myself, and I'm in development phase. And I'm looking for feedback of what we need to change, maybe what features people want, because I want to build an app that people actually like. I want to help people, right? So please check out that app. Give me feedback. I'm probably gonna have like sessions I'm gonna set up for my users I already have, and I'm gonna set up to where we can vote on things. Like I'm gonna finish up some back end work on it, and then I'm going to be working on a new design. We're probably gonna like have a vote on the new design. I'm gonna send that out through email, and we can vote on it. Things of that nature. And then I also have a feedback button within the app for you to send me feedback if something might be wrong and I don't realize it. And all that really helps me build the app people actually want. I originally built it because it has the features I wanted to use. You can log and track your workouts. I can take my measurements. I can see progress photos right in the app, compare them side by side. You have your reasons inside there to keep you motivated. Um, my reasons is I want to look better. I want to get more. My honest opinion, I want to get more women. I want to look good for it. I want to be strong in old age. I want to have, I mean, whatever your reasons are, you track them inside there. When you're losing motivation, you go inside the app, you reread them, remember why you're doing it to keep going. And those are all features I wanted. I don't know what other people want, right? So yeah, definitely check out my app. Check it out and give me feedback if you want to check it out. Otherwise, I'm gonna make more content like this in the future. So please like and subscribe, and I will give you more tips that has worked for me personally. And check out my other videos if you want to check them out. I did some supplement guides and things of that nature. Otherwise, you all have a good day. Peace.